The next guest on Smart San Diego TV is our Scripps Ranch community correspondent. Please welcome back to the show, Scott Ryan.
There he is, Scotty.
Hey,
what's
Derek.
up, man?
Good to see you, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
So I'm happy today because I have you all to myself.
Yep. Yesterday.
we haven't talked about Scripps Ranch real estate, just you and me, for quite some time, and it's really been an interesting year, hasn't it?
It's been great. It's been busy. The community is thriving. Real estate values are sound and moving in the right direction, which is always a positive thing.
Right, and developments are happening. Stuff is going on. There's new things happening in Scripps Ranch for the first time. The senior community that's being constructed. Our planning segment had a huge following. Everyone was interested to know what's going on with Whole Foods and all that stuff. So things have been really good over there, and people have really been paying attention to the show and communicating with us through that. So tell us, give us a mini recap for Scripps Ranch 2015.
As far as real estate values are concerned, it's performed very well. We are going to fall a little bit short as far as the number of sales. We currently have year-to-date 450 sold properties. There's 61 pending sales. Last year we had 558 closed sales. So we'll fall just short of that number, but a lot of that has to do with our shortage of inventory.
I was going to say, how much does that really... Is that a sign of a strong market or a weak market? Because it sounds weak, but I think it's actually strong, isn't it?
It is. And if you actually, I'm going to pull some graphs up for the people to show here, but if you look at our new listing inventory, over the course of the last 3 years, this year has been one of the lowest. In fact, our strongest month for new listings was back in, I think, March or April. We had 77 new listings. Prior years in 2014 and 2013, we had 110, 95, and so we're nearing some lows that are unprecedented when it comes to inventory in Scripps Ranch.
That's just a factor of people just not leaving, right? I mean, people come and they stay.
Absolutely.
They don't go anywhere.
Absolutely.
And when that happens, you just sort of, it shrinks out the amount of available potential homes that could even come on the market.
Yeah.
Should someone decide to leave.
Yeah, and that's why you haven't seen a huge change in the median price. I mean, the median price right now for a single-family detached is around $825. For a condo, you can expect to pay around $388. So the price per square foot is just nail on the head, right around between $325 and $327 a square foot. So those numbers I expect over the course of the next year to just continue to basically slowly rise. But I don't think you're going to see a huge change unless we see a big change in the inventory levels.
Yeah, how could that even happen?
Yeah.
It's not like they're, building high rises in Scripps Ranch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I don't know what would cause something like that to even happen.
Yeah.
Or if it's even possible, really, at this point.
Well, the one thing that may happen, I think that a lot of people feel that maybe, we've had our huge runs. I mean, 2013 was a huge run in real estate values. 2014 was okay. 2015 has been great. But I expect the inventory levels to be a little bit better this year. Given the fact that they're going to start building the Glen. They have 400 people from Scripps Ranch that have given deposits and are signed up. They want to move. So
they have 400 deposits already?
Correct. Yeah. So you will see
That's incredible.
A lot of people from Scripps Ranch that maybe want to retire, that live in the community. So over the course of the next year or two, I'm expecting our inventory levels to hopefully, fingers crossed, because that'll help the buyers that are actively wanting to move in our community have more access to properties.
Right.
Whether the affordability goes up or down, who will tell? I mean, rates will be a huge indicator for that, but the desirability, the lack of inventory is going to keep our prices consistent, and I'm hoping for slow growth over the next few years.
Yeah, stable growth is always good,
Sure.
for any marketplace. That's always kind of keeps things, consistent and everyone, comfortable.
Yeah.
When home values go up too much, then people start doing crazy stuff.
Sure. Sure.
But that would be a great thing for buyers. I mean, I don't know what do you tell a buyer who's looking at Scripps Ranch these days?
Well, it's funny. I pulled the graphs and I was looking at, what are the best time, and everyone says the best time to buy is around Christmas and it's not, but I actually looked at the numbers in detail. And over the course of the last 3 years, our lowest price per square foot, and to me it seems like the best time to buy a house in Scripps, has been right around the February, March timeframe. And I think a lot of that has to do with maybe, sellers are getting ready to put their houses on the market, and maybe there's been sellers from the winter months that have been prolonged on the marketplace. But I even broke it down further. I went from just detached to just condo. I eliminated Stonebridge. And although the spikes weren't as great they were still consistent where those months were the best times to buy. So I think we're approaching that time of year. If you're a home buyer looking to buy in Scripps, I think it may even come a little bit earlier this year, because I think there are going to be a lot of sellers that are going to jump into the market ahead of that spring rush. Maybe they want to move up to a better property, a bigger home, so.
Yeah, or renters in Scripps who've been waiting or been looking for the opportune time to buy now have that information. They can say, all right, let's make sure we have our month-to-month lease in place around that time, and then we can really start aggressively looking, because in Scripps, like in many of the desirable areas of San Diego, you better be ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go kick tires and stuff like that. You see a house that's good and you like it and you can afford it and you want it, you better jump on it.
Yeah, I gave you another graph, which is great, which we'll throw up on the screen here, but it's basically the average market time. I mean, if you look at the county averages, in the last 3 years, there's been only 4 months where the average market time in Scripps Ranch has been higher than the county. So
wow,
you have to be ready to go, especially if in that initial price point of $600 to $750. You have to be pre-approved, set to go, and ready to be a decision maker.
Yeah, no question. And here we are in the holiday season, right in the midst of the holiday season. Now, you just celebrated a birthday, so happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
And we all have a lot to be thankful for. You have a beautiful family, but you just had your client appreciation party, too, because it's been a great year for you.
Yeah, it was great. I just want to give a big thanks to all my clients who have been not only great clients to have, but great referral sources. We had our party at the Orfila Vineyard in Escondido. It was a beautiful day, perfect time of year. The sun was out, did some wine tasting, had some laughs, and just had a chance to share moments with clients and ask about their families, talk about their kids, talk about what's going on in their lives. We didn't talk any real estate, which is great. It's just a moment to give thanks and to really appreciate my clients and how they've helped me have one of my best years in real estate ever.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm expecting a big year in 2016 for Scott Ryan, too.
Yeah.
Mr. Scripps Ranch. Yeah, obviously a big year. I think so. What do you predict will happen in 2016? I know, Zillow and Trulia, all these places, they have their predictions out there, or they're projecting certain things.
Sure.
What do you think?
I touched on this earlier, but I think it's going to be a slow growth. I mean, I know a lot of people like to resonate with Zillow and they identify with it, so I did look up some of their stats. And one of the interesting things is they have, a buyer's market and they get a seller's market, and there's a temperature in the middle, They have Scripps Ranch as a warm market, which is leaning more towards the seller's side of things. And I think that's spot on. I mean, honestly, given the lack of inventory of what's out there, sellers still have a slight upper hand in the marketplace in Scripps Ranch. They're predicting prices to go up 1.2% in the next year. So I think Zillow's hit the nail on the head.
You do. They got it right.
This one time, right? We'll take it with a grain of salt. No one's got a crystal ball, but I think things are trending in the right direction, and they've hit it on the head there. So.
Okay, yeah, and it makes sense, and it sounds about right.
Sure.
What do they say, Rebecca? Did they say it in England? Broken clock is right twice a day, or something like that.
Yeah.
Did they say that in England?
Probably.
I thought it was an English
Probably,
saying. I could
yeah.
be wrong. But as far as developments are concerned, we mentioned the Glen.
Yeah.
Any updates on Whole Foods by chance?
It's funny. I was on the SRCA website, the scripsranch.org. We had Bob on the show, and I was checking out some new updates on their website. And lo and behold, they posted a new website for the Watermark, which is where the Whole Foods is going to be. The website is thewatermarksandiego.com. Clicked on the video. They've got an awesome 1-minute video rendering of the setup, what's going to be there. But the one thing that kind of caught my eye is at the very top corner of the page, they've got a Whole Foods store, and it says executed lease. So to me, the ball is rolling, and this is going to happen. I mean, right now there's a beautiful Christmas tree lot out there, so go support our local Christmas tree lot and go buy your tree there. But as soon as those trees are gone, I'm not sure when they're going to break down ground, but I'm hoping it's really soon. I watched the video like 3 times last night because it's the single biggest negative. And I don't talk about negatives of Scripps Ranch very often, but the lack of restaurants, the lack of amenities, the lack of things to do, from that perspective, retail. That's the one thing that we're lacking. And I think it's really important for this to happen. Now, other people are going to argue it's going to impact traffic and this and that. It's going to be a nightmare. listen, it's going to be amazing, and I really cannot wait for it. So
yeah, going to be great stuff.
So
for sure.
we're going to, coming into this year, my plan is to bring more community leaders on this show, bring a lot of content and information that's relevant, not only to the show, but to the residents and my fellow neighbors, because I think people identify with that and they want to hear more about it. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to 2016.
Yeah, we're looking forward to having you on the show and all the great guests that you bring along with you. And of course, don't forget, if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in Scripps Ranch, Scott Ryan is your guy. Whether it's you or someone you know who's looking, he is our Scripps Ranch expert and the only person I trust to send you with to Scripps Ranch to buy or sell real estate. Scott, appreciate your time.
Thanks,
man.
Derek.
Thanks
Really
for a
appreciate
great
it,
year.
man. Yep.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else. Commercial free.